What if you could make a sauce in under 5 minutes that makes even bland boiled chicken taste good? Well, I'm gonna show you how to make it, but I'm not gonna give you just one recipe. Instead, I'm gonna give you 3 recipes, plus a bonus 4th recipe as well. And spoiler alert, that one's my favorite. The sauces we'll be making are a smoky chipotle sauce, a sweet honey garlic sauce, an herby cilantro yogurt sauce, and you'll have to stick around towards the end to find out what that one is. In the end, with my 8+ years of experience, I'm gonna teach you how to make each of these sauces, and we're gonna find out if it can make plain boiled chicken taste good. So follow along and let's get to cooking. Let's get to work on our first sauce, which is the smoky chipotle mayo. In a high-sided container, we'll toss in 3/4 of a cup of mayo, followed by 1/4 of a cup plus 2 tablespoons of sour cream and 1 chipotle pepper in adobo. If you never use canned chipotle, they could be found at pretty much any grocery store, and all you gotta do is just pop the can and grab one of those delicious peppers from it, and do yourself a favor and grab some of the onions as well as the juices it's packed in. From there, toss in the juice of 1/4 of a lime, as well as 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar and 1 clove of crushed garlic, which to make it easier and faster, I'm using a garlic press. Now we gotta add 2 teaspoons of salt, and it's time to blend this sucker. I'm using an immersion blender, but if you don't have one of these, no worries. You can easily use a food processor or a regular blender as well. Now, as I was blending, I realized I forgot to add 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika in there as well, so I quickly added it and give it one final blending, and you're done. You have a beautiful smoked chipotle mayo, and I'm gonna pour it into a small container so that way it looks good in our thumbnail. And now we have only 2 things left to do before we could test it. The first is, if you're liking this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps this channel out in more ways than you guys realize, and I would greatly appreciate any support you could provide. The second thing we gotta do is we gotta make our boiled chicken. And let me be clear here, I 100% do not recommend you make chicken this way, but I'm still gonna show you how to do it in case you really wanna test your limits. We'll first grab 1 chicken breast, and you're gonna lay it down flat on your cutting board, and then with your knife, you're gonna slice down the middle along the whole breast, giving you 2 chicken cutlets. Splitting your chicken in half like this is a good tip in general because it'll significantly reduce the amount of time it takes to cook the chicken. But now we'll grab a pot with water that's been boiling, and we'll toss both of our chicken cutlets in there, leaving it to boil for 7 to 10 minutes or until we hit 160 degrees Fahrenheit. After about 8 minutes for me, pull your chicken out and you're done. Look at how excited I am for this. You got yourself some nice boiled chicken. How exciting. But now it's time to see if our smoky chipotle mayo can pass our extremely bland chicken test. Alrighty, so we have a piece of super bland, disgusting boiled chicken. 0 seasoning whatsoever on it. It is as tasteless and soulless as possible. Now for our first test, we're gonna be trying out the chipotle sauce for it. Not too much sauce, just enough to taste it. Ooh, boiled chicken's really just giving me the heebie-jeebies right now. Sauce chicken. That works. That works. This sucker's good. It's rich. It's got a nice little smokiness from the chipotle peppers. It totally overpowers the blandness of this chicken because it's full of flavor. Solid, solid, solid. I am not disappointed with this whatsoever. I could drink this stuff, honestly. Maybe not the best idea, but still tasted really good. On to the next one. For our next sauce, we'll get to work on our sweet honey garlic. This time in a medium-sized container, we'll toss in 3/4 of a cup of mayo and 1/4 of a cup of full-fat Greek yogurt. And watch me panic here for no reason. Why'd I make that weird sound? Why'd I panic? We'll next toss in the juice of 1/4 of a lemon, followed by 1.5 tablespoons of honey, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 4 cloves of crushed garlic. Now I mixed this originally with a spatula, but then I decided to give it a quick blending to fully break down and incorporate that garlic, but that's it. You now have an amazing sweet honey garlic sauce, and I gotta say, this sauce surprised me with how good it was. But now let's see if it can hold its own in our bland chicken test. Alrighty, we're back with our bland boiled chicken, and now we're gonna try ourselves some honey garlic sauce. This guy actually surprised me a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking forward to see how good it does. It is a very simple sauce, so let's see how well it combats this really bland chicken. All right, we're gonna get a little dip there. Okay, that's working. Wow, okay. This is surprisingly very effective. The sweetness of the honey does a really good job of just getting rid of all that nasty, bland, boiled chicken flavor. And the garlic just steps up that level of flavor and aroma. Oh, mwah. This is a good one. This is honestly, I would say it's the least appealing looking sauce. It's just straight white, but this one is a sleeper for me. This one is honestly way better than I thought it would taste. It's so good, it's such a surprise. That for sure fixes any bland chicken you accidentally cook. Now let's get to the next sauce. Now let's make a healthy cilantro lime sauce that's both herby and has a nice little acidic tang to it. In a high-sided container, you'll toss in 3/4 of a cup of full-fat Greek yogurt, followed by 1/2 a cup of mayo, 1 cup of cilantro. And if you have that gene where cilantro tastes like soap, just use Italian parsley instead. 8 grams of chives, which is about a little less than half of these oyster packets. The juice of 1/2 a lime and 2 teaspoons of salt. Give that sucker a nice thorough blending until all your herbs are nicely broken down and incorporated, and you now have a nice bright super herby cilantro lime sauce. But now it's time for our bland chicken test. All right, so now we got some cilantro lime, and this is probably the healthiest of all of our sauces. Not to say that our other sauces are like extremely unhealthy for you, but this has a little bit more of a healthier ingredient using mainly Greek yogurt instead of mayonnaise. Now, can it fix my bland chicken? Let's see. Okay, I like it. I like it. I will be upfront and honest though. This is not the strongest of the sauces. This is actually a pretty light sauce because of the Greek yogurt. The flavors are not as intense as our other sauces, so it doesn't do as good of a job at masking that bland, gross boiled chicken flavor. But the flavors in this alone are really good. This is a nice light sauce that you could put on anything, honestly, like salads and stuff like that. I wanna give it a little taste. Ooh, yeah. Okay, it's still full of flavor and it'll complement any well-cooked chicken by itself. A bland chicken, it's kind of, it's working a little harder than it should. Still, taste-wise, this is phenomenal. But now it's time for our secret sauce. Now it's time for our secret 4th sauce, which is a curry sauce that is actually the easiest one to make out of the 4. In a small container, you'll toss in 3/4 of a cup of mayo, followed by 1/4 of a cup of sour cream, 3.5 tablespoons of yellow mustard, 4 teaspoons of curry powder, and 2 teaspoons of salt. Now with a whisk, start mixing all of those ingredients together until they're thoroughly mixed, and then add in 1 tablespoon of water and the juice of 1/4 of a lemon. Give it one final mixing and you're done. You have an amazing curry sauce that'll fix any bland, boring chicken, but there's only one way to find out for sure, so let's put it to the test. And for our last sauce, we have a nice mustard curry. This is mainly inspired from the Chicken Kitchen curry sauce. If you guys have ever had that before, it's a popular chain in my area. Let's get a nice little pour. It's a thicker sauce. You could thin it out more with water, but I don't want to do too much. Let's go straight into it here. I have a feeling this will be really good at fixing the bland flavors of this chicken. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so good. I'm just gonna say this right now. This is my favorite out of the 4 sauces. This does the best job at fixing this bland chicken. The flavors in here are so strong and pungent that it completely masks and hide any gross flavors from that boiled chicken. And this is probably the easiest one to make. It's just a couple ingredients, and the main ingredient is curry powder. This shouldn't even be a bonus sauce. This should be a part of the main 3, honestly. This is my favorite one, but it's not to say the other ones are bad. These are all, every single one of these sauces taste phenomenal. 10 out of 10, would recommend you guys make them and try them. So in the end, it looks like all of our sauces can be made in under 5 minutes and they make gross bland chicken taste good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you guys enjoyed it. And also, please give these recipes a shot for yourself. If you want to see more recipes, I'll link a video here where I compared store-bought taco seasoning against homemade taco seasoning. Thank you guys for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day.